Who told you they don't? They go, some people of them, they go, they rape. Look, the
But
point.
you don't know a paedophile, so you don't really
No,
know.
we're looking at the books of psychology, the psychological disorders. What people say when they have a case with a pedophile, they discuss with him the questions and the answers he gives. What he says on himself is what he says, right? Do you think it's a problem? Some of them are asked, do you think it's a problem?
They say no problem.
They say no. Yeah.
But
So if they want,
what
yeah.
is important is you are happy here, and you respect others.
Okay, now you add a little bit.
Oh,
That's
so
what,
that- I-
yeah,
that's what- that is
yeah.
the two
So that's
things
what
that
I'm.
matter.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I can restrict my happiness if my happiness tells me to do something wrong. Do you agree?
Your happiness tells you.
Something makes me happy, but it's wrong. Should I do it or should I leave my happiness because it's wrong? That is the turning point, right? That's the turning point. You might want to do things yourself, but you're restricted by law or restricted by knowing it's something wrong, right?
It doesn't mean it's going to make you happy.
No, you believe it makes you happy. When you do it, you're happy. There's many things that people do.
Then you find that if it's not right, then you
No.
do find another way of making yourself happy.
Thank you. So you restrict that thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So in Islam, that's the whole point. Yes, happiness is okay, no problem. We're not against it. But there is restrictions. When it
What's
comes
the
to
restriction?
the moral code that is divine, that comes from the Creator, not from you, with evidences.
But men aren't moral.
Sorry?
Men aren't moral.
Again, another generalization. I disagree.
So true.
I disagree. How did you live with every human being, every man in your life to know?
But I know men. And I know
No, you
men
just
are
said
much-
all men. Men are.
Okay, but
Yeah.
90% of men are not moral.
Look, the Quran says majority of the people are not good. So I'm not disagreeing with you.
So if you
But
take,
there is moral percentage, and the Quran only asks you to be as good as you can.
if you look at uh,
But do you just the important point I wanted to ask? Sorry, do you actually believe in a creator? Do you believe there is some entity that created the universe, not just a man sitting on a chair?
evolution.
Okay, evolution is about humans. It doesn't deal with even Richard Dawkins says, people laymen think evolution undermine God, but evolution does not undermine God. Why?
Evolution is about
Can you define evolution for me?
evolution is the creation and the movement of the.
Who defines it?
of the-
Who defines evolution like that?
Well, if you take,
Which scientist on the planet Earth defines evolution like that?
if you take,
You know, I'm willing to say I don't know anything about science if you give me that
no,
definition.
if you take
Yeah.
the coronavirus, for example,
Okay.
the mutations are an evolving.
No,
part of
no
an evolving-
still, I define evolution as the people who actually, by the way, Darwinian evolution. Because the term evolution, you can use it, you can use it subjectively, and you can use it specifically about Darwinian evolution.
If you take human race, we're all different colours, yes.
Okay.
We've evolved to be different colours.
Yeah, what you're saying, look, what you're saying is still within the definition. Definition, I'm saying evolution is the single cell organism that evolved to becoming humans and animals and all of that. That's fine. I'm talking about the universe now. When there was no humans, no, where's the evidence for that?
If you just think
There's no
about-
mutations and cells mutating. The whole theory is based on biology. It's a biological theory. Now we're referring to the cosmology. That's a completely different field. Physics.
Evolving.
Sorry?
The universe is evolving
General,
all the time.
with the general word, not Darwinianly evolving. Evolving with the word that be changing. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm saying, where did it come from? It has a beginning. Where did the energy, matter, and space come from? Right? Who started
knows that
that?
answer.
No. You're saying nobody knows. We say we know.
So you think it's God?
I'll tell you, it's not what I think. You would look. Let's take a rational basis. This bike. Who made this bike requires a few things. A, this plastic requires iron, right? Requires certain things. Otherwise, he would not be able to make the bike. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. The creator of the universe also requires not to be restricted by time and space, because time and space continues started the universe. That's why we cannot understand what was before the Big Bang, because we're restricted by time and space. Two, it needs a magnificent energy to create these atoms, that each atom has a magnificent. Okay. It requires also some sort of knowledge to have all of these laws and constants in the world. And it has to be independent of what it created. So something independent, not restricted by time and space, knowledgeable and powerful in a way we cannot imagine. What is that? I will let you tell me. What is that?
I don't know how we evolved, but I just, if
No,
you-
not what you evolve. I'm talking about the universe.
Okay,
No, you don't want to. Look, be honest with me. What is your problem with believing in a creator? Because look, I find it with people, it's not rationality. Because when we have rational arguments which are clear, No one can argue with. Yes.
I find, for the same reason you think I'm irrational, but then being
I don't think you're irrational. I think you are rejecting it for a reason. You have a reason.
Look, we are brought up differently, yes? So
Not about bringing up. I didn't bring I was
No,
born so you should believe it. I didn't say
what
that.
I'm saying that
Yeah.
is you are a product of your family or parents.
Well, I was born in a country more secular than the UK. I went to school there as well. So look, assuming, look, from a very young age, if you live in a country like this or a secular country, you come across other people of different faith and different things. You start questioning from a very young age. Is what you're upon right or wrong? Why are these people different? So don't compare me to just someone who is just. It's not a fair comparison. Yeah. Yeah. What is the difference between me being brought up in Austria and you being brought up here? Give me one
I
difference.
don't know. No, what I'm
Okay.
saying- I don't
So
know.
there's no difference in bringing up.
What I'm saying is, if you have a religious background, or even a non-religious background, it's the seeds of your non-religion or religion do come from your family.
If my argument was based on a subjective outcome of my family, you would be able to give me a rational answer to it. Any atheist I come across would also be able, which no one have, any atheist would be able also to give me answers for the questions I'm asking. Can you create something requires power without power? No. Can you create something requires
But you're
knowledge without
believing-
knowledge? Yeah.
You're taking your belief from a book.
Sorry?
You're taking your
Did I
belief-
use any verse of the Quran supporting God so far? No. I didn't use any verse of the Quran yet.
No,
I
but-
only use the rational reasoning, looking at the universe, coming to
You realise
conclusion.
he's- Look,
Now what you're doing now, with all due respect, is ad hominem. You're attacking my person rather than
No,
dealing
I'm
with
not
the
attacking your person.
rather than dealing with the argument. You're saying
I'm telling
subjective.
you now,
Yeah.
Look, the difference between somebody that is religious and somebody who's non-religious is as different as somebody voting Conservative and somebody voting for Labour.
I
or
disagreed.
somebody voting for-
I disagreed with that. I disagreed with that.
Yes, it's true because
It's a claim.
I'm a Conservative voter. Nobody on this earth would ever get me to change for a Labour Party, and I voted to leave.
Is
the-
that an open-minded thing to say?
No, it begins with the principles of my belief in.
Do you see how you're biased towards what you believe?
No, we all have biases.
I'm not.
Of course we do.
If
No,
you
of
say,
course you are.
I'll give you a challenge, and this is a challenge to anyone who comes here, and I make this challenge repeatedly. Islam makes claims, yeah? The Quran has challenges. If you disprove a challenge, I'll leave Islam the next day. Why?
You'll
I'll tell you
never
why.
leave Islam.
That's a claim now. I'll tell you why. The Quran says, for example, if this was from other than Allah, you will find in it much contradiction. If someone brought to me a clear-cut contradiction, do you know what I'm going to say? The book says it's not from God because it says if there's a contradiction, it's not from God. Why would I believe something that it says it's not from God? Now look, now you're apply, you're apply, have you? How long have we been talking so far?
20 minutes, half an hour. Well, I can see.
Could you?
your- I
No.
can see
Let
your
me finish.
dedication.
You know what I'm gonna say. You know someone for 30 minutes. You're judging how they perceive
I can
religion.
take a look from
That,
you.
this is what I call personally preconceived notion of individuals. Now, and this is the societal influence on you as a person. It's not me that is influenced by my family. You personally influenced with the Western society personally.
My lack of belief in a God comes from my early years. My politics comes from the way I lead my life and the way I,
Your society.
society, and I believe.
I'm not taking from society.
Not what?
Because I'm not taking my beliefs from society because they can be right, I can be wrong, and there is different
So you're
societies,
taking it
different
from a
beliefs.
book?
No, I'm taking it from divine revelation. That I have evidence is divine revelation. Okay, let me ask you this: are we restricted by the laws in the universe?
I don't know what the laws of the universe are.
Laws of physics, laws of gravity, laws of physics.
I know what the laws of the United Kingdom. Well, I don't know much about physics, but I do know.
Can you fly now?
I can't. I wish I
Okay,
could.
so we are restricted now, right now,
I
fly.
wish I could.
Okay, so we are restricted by. This is a simple thing. I don't know why people sometimes do this. It's a simple thing. We are restricted by the laws in the
Your
universe.
conversation is very typical of somebody who has a very strong passion for religion.
I challenge you to find someone that said the exact thing I said.
No, I've discussed many times with people
Yes.
about their religious.
Generalization, ad hominem.
I-
Let's deal with the argument.
No,
Let's
I-
deal with the argument. You're not dealing with the argument.
The
You're not dealing with the
passion-
argument.
The passion
Yes.
is always similar.
Does passion necessitate that the conclusion is wrong?
I'm not saying that you.
No, I'm asking, does it?
You truly believe what you're telling me.
Me truly believing or not, does it disprove the claim? Can the claim still be true?
I suppose anything can be true.
So let's look at the claim. Why you're focused on what I think, what I believe, how I perceive?
The
Let's
thing
focus
is,
on the claim.
one of the great things about London is our diversity, is our differences. That is one of the great things.
I agree. I love it.
About London.
It was there in Mecca. It was there in Mecca at the time of the Prophet. There was Jews.
And
There was Christians.
the-
There was every type of. There was other religions living in society. They had their own courts to rule in their marriage issues and things like that. Throughout Islamic history, we don't have any problem with diversity.
Are you sure about that?
100%. Do you see like I'm a person who would have a problem with diversity?
Right,
Look,
say
I
that.
can disagree with something you personally agree with, but I would not impose myself on you or treat you differently because you believe that thing. No, that's not what Islam preaches. Islam preaches that we have a rational discussion, put forward the logical evidences, and then the other person he uses ad hominem
So when
and
you go
generalizations.
to-
Yeah.
when you see these demonstrations outside schools, there have
About?
been two recently.
About what?
One was about a teacher showing the cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad, and one was about
the Charlie Hebdo thing.
sexuality. Yes.
Yeah.
One was
I was
about-
also asked about it. I like people like controversial things. Anyways, yeah.
And one
Yeah.
was asked about the.
Can we deal with the first topic first?
Tell me about the cartoon.
Okay, sure.
Is it offensive
To Muslims?
to show a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad? Yes.
Oh, to make a cartoon making fun of Prophet Muhammad, of course, is offensive.
Why is it offensive?
Because you're making fun of.
Okay.
If you didn't allow me to even say why. He said why, then he said okay. Like, let me at least say why. Look, Muslims, they love their parents, of course, yeah? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Humans love their parents generally, yeah? Muslims, especially, there's an emphasis on loving your parents and being good to them. Muslims love their parents, yeah? To us, afterlife is more important than any human being, yeah? Therefore, we love Prophet Muhammad even more than our parents, yeah? Now I want you to look at this. If someone makes an offensive cartoon of my father or my mother, I would be offended, of course. Now, if someone makes an offensive cartoon of someone I love more than my mother and father, who actually led me to guidance, led me to truth,
What would you do?
led me to, sorry?
What would you do?
In a country like this, nothing. In any
see-
country where there is a peaceful treaty with someone, Prophet Muhammad said, can I just finish this part? Prophet Muhammad said, there's types of non-believers, right? There's a combatant non-believer, a dhimmi non-believer who have protection, if you live under a Muslim state, for example, and then you have Mu'ad who you have a treaty with. Prophet Muhammad said, if you kill a non-combatant believer, right, you will not smell the fragrance of paradise. So we do not have vigilantism in Islam. So if you think someone those people who done whatever they done in France, to people from 5 million population in France, that doesn't represent the majority.
No, of course.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, so Islam preaches tolerance. We say, yes, we find it offensive. That's our own opinion. We're entitled to it because we love our Prophet. That doesn't mean I'm going to be a vigilante, doing this to you or doing that to you or doing that to you. Now, that's the answer to the first question. What is the second question?
That's a good answer.
Okay.
Sticks and stones, they break like bones, but words will never harm me.
Okay, what is the exactly? Yeah. I don't. To me, I very rarely get offended. Yeah, I get offended with very specific things. Now, what is the second?
Nobody can
question?
offend me. I'm not offended by anything.
Okay.
Because if people want to call me names, they want to say this,
No, these things don't offend me, but there is things that I hold valuable.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Then these things, there is a limit. Like if you walk in, do you have any close relatives?
But my father,
Do you love your father? If someone did something to him, is that going to make you angry and offended? Of course. So there is things that we hold precious that we might make us get angry when something happens. But generally, things about me personally, if you talk about my person, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah. The second thing was what? What was the second question you wanted
because
to
they
ask?
did this, there was a similar demonstration because the school were going to teach about same-sex relationships.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you believe personally, right, that's your religious belief. You believe that it's a sin to do same-sex relationship, right? And then we have you, for example. You're not religious. You're not following religion. You believe it's okay, right? That's your opinion. You think you should be entitled to having your opinion. Do you agree? Why then we don't say that the other individual should be entitled to have his opinion as well? Okay, if they have entitled to their opinion, they can say, I don't want my child, not your child, my child, right, to be taught a specific thing about ABC. That's his choice. He personally believes that is a bad influence for his child because of his religious traditions.
But-
Why should we impose now? This is the problem now. This is what I find problematic because people preach tolerance and say the LGBT community is preaching tolerance, right? If you're preaching tolerance, then you should say, okay, I'm allowed to believe what I want, which Islam gives you the freedom to do,
Absolutely,
to
I agree
believe
with
what
that.
you want,
I agree
but
with that.
you should let other people also believe what they want to believe.
I agree with that. The problem
As
is,
long as we don't harm anyone, do anything
that
to one.
is true.
Yeah.
The problem is this: the
Do you know someone went to jail for not letting his daughter attend LGBT? Do you agree with something like this? Not allowing your daughter attend the class of sexual education because you personally don't want, so you go to jail because of it?
that's wrong.
Okay, so that is what country is doing.
No.
So there should be
So
freedom.
one of the there are. I personally don't think. I think all schools should be secular. There should be no religion in any schools whatsoever.
Again, that's your opinion. So what if someone
no.
disagrees, right?
And there are religious schools in this country where,
There are, yeah.
whether they're Catholic or whatever, Jewish or whatever. But you
Or
see,
Muslim as well, there is.
yes,
They're little, they're not
one of the
much, they're
problems
few, I mean.
is when you're growing up,
Yeah,
when you're young.
yeah.
Oh, actually, this is a good example. So if you put 30 children of all different backgrounds in a room or a playground together, they will all get on.
قبلة هي هذه الناحية لو تصلي هناك هيك 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 yeah? He just wants to know the direction of prayer.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah.
So if you put,
If you take few children, you were
yeah,
saying,
if
give
you
an
put
example.
30 children, they have all different colours and backgrounds and male and female, class, they'll all get on. Often their prejudices,
Have you been with any classes with children?
no.
You don't get
No,
along.
no.
You don't get along, but yeah,
No,
sorry.
a lot
Yes.
of the prejudices come from their parents.
I agree.
And that
agree.
is a shame.
I agree. Can I share my ideas on that? We believe as Muslims, and I'll give evidences for it, yeah? To show that Islam is not claims, it's evidences, yeah? Islam says that everyone is born believing in a creator. What is the evidence for that? Evidences for that?
Yeah, but that's-
I'll give you. Look, before letting me speak, then it's not an open-minded thing to say you cannot give evidence for something, right? Okay, Oxford University conducted a study, 57 academics, right? On the period of 3 years, brought children from 20 different countries without any influences put on them, conducted studies on these children, it's published in Oxford University, and they realized that they have an innate, these are atheists, yeah, atheist social scientists, yeah, and they said they have an innate receptivity to the divine, okay? Number one. Number two, we have a book called The Gospel of the Red Man. I can give evidence from social science. I do have. Like, there's a book called The Gospel of the Red Man. It's written by a Christian, not a Muslim. He went to the Native Americans, yeah, and he was writing their beliefs. They didn't have communication with influences from other societies, and they were living with themselves. They believed in an entity higher than themselves, right? Every civilization that lived throughout history believed in some sort of a higher entity. Okay, so it is a part of our identity. So, for example, if you leave the children, they will still believe in a creator. That's the point I want to make. But actually making them have bad prejudices against other people, that's wrong. But Islam doesn't teach that. Islam teaches tolerance, which is I was telling you, that other people can have their faith. This life is a test. You can believe what you want in this life. You can do something. You can believe things which we believe is wrong, right? We're not going to prosecute you for it as an individual. That's why I said Jews used to live with Prophet Muhammad, Christians, even hypocrites, people acting like they're Muslim, they're not. Prophet did not go around slaughtering these people. They were living there, right? So we are tolerant. So teaching your children what is right and wrong is okay. But teaching them to impose the right and wrong by force on other people is wrong. Would you agree with that? Would you teach your child to do good things?
Everybody should teach their children.
Yes.
to be good.
So there are some sort of
But
things
there
you need
are-
to teach.
You see, there are, one of the reasons why London is the greatest city in the world is because of its tolerance.
Disagree.
You don't think London's the greatest city in the world?
Have you been to every city in the world?
No.
So how can you say that? I love that generalization. So that's the person. That's what I say. I say, look, there is many places that are. Look, I love Austria more than London. I'll tell you why.
I've been to Austria. It's a small place.
I don't love the people more, but I love the place. Mountains, rivers. I used to live in a place. It's very beautiful. That's the point. So it depends. It's a subjective thing to say something is the best place. I love the people here. The people here are great. I love the
But
people in London.
but this
I
is-
want to take the people in London and put them in Austria.
No,
They will live in Austria.
for freedom, this is the greatest city in the world, and we have so much happening here that is good.
Would you say it's freedom to put a man in jail for not allowing his child to look? Would
No,
you say
there's
it's
always
freedom?
exception.
Would you
There's
say?
always exception.
Would you say it's freedom? Thank you. I agree. So there is some exceptions, and I believe it's a good country. I believe it's a great country.
So, I mean,
I wouldn't be here if it's not good.
I
Yeah.
think one of the things that frustrates me,
Yes.
one of the latest things that frustrates me,
Yeah.
is this obsession with what they call Black Lives Matter, because it's a political, left-wing political organisation,
Do you
and
do you
it's divisive.
do you agree? Do you agree though? All lives matter, of course, including Black lives. But do you agree that there is prejudice against Black people?
But there's prejudice against white people as well.
Of course, I'm not disagreeing with that, right? But I'm saying I believe there is groups today that are groups of Africans, Black people, that have beliefs that the white man is the devil. So I believe that's prejudice. I'm going, they believe that. They look at history, they say, oh, there was slavery, there was this, there was that. So they come to this conclusion. But do you believe? That's what I'm trying to ask. Yeah, that's a different. You answered a different to my question. Your answer was not an answer to my question. I said, do you believe there is prejudice against Black people?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if there is, and especially in America, if you look at the
More
cases,
so than here.
and,
more so
and
than
here, yeah,
France
yeah.
than
No, but I'm saying especially in America, if you look at the police and how they deal with people from an African American background, and how do we deal with other communities, it's not the same.
Very, very.
Here in the UK, they have
complex-
colors. You have codes for people who look like me, codes for people who look like you, codes for. This is like, in this country.
These are very complicated issues.
Yeah.
Because I.
So I'm saying the whole idea is not bad to say that Black Lives Matter. They do matter, right?
No,
But
every life matters.
yes, I agree, including Black lives.
But the problem is the guy that was killed in America was actually a violent criminal. And
No,
he
but
was being
it's
turned
how
into
he
so-
was killed.
Yes, it was
Do you
wrong.
agree that? Yeah, you agree. We should bring people to court. They should have the right to be prosecuted in court. This is a system. Yeah,
Violence is
I cannot
wrong.
put my leg on someone's neck and kill him.
Violence, I
Yeah,
have no time for
yeah,
any violence.
yeah. That is the whole
But-
reason that the backlash happened because of the way it happened.
But there is, you see, I was brought up to believe that when I see somebody, I don't see colour, I just see somebody. If somebody respects me, I respect them. I couldn't care less.
That's
about
what
anything
Islam
else.
says. That's what Islam says.
Okay, and
You see, you
I-
believe in religious religious
now,
morals.
so that's how I was brought up by my father.
Yes.
So you know, I don't think, oh, he's black. I can't
You don't
stand
have
him.
categories for different people.
I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
No,
which is the
so-
right thing.
Right. So
The Prophet said there is no difference between a white and a black.
over. This is probably one of the least racist countries in the world when it comes to these things, and over time, things have been improving. So let's say in the 1970s, things were very different to they are now.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Now, what is frustrating is if you listen to some of these people that support Black Lives Matter, you would assume that all white people are racist, and all
Some of
and
them,
society
some of them can be
structure
extreme. I
racist.
agree. Some of
They
them
are
can be extreme.
minority.
Yeah. But some of them I've seen, they're not extreme, right? Some of them advocate for not to have prejudices against other people. So look, you mentioned a problem in society, yeah? It comes back to the argument I was making about morality. Islam's morality is not like human morality or its deficiency. It deals with racism. It deals with poverty. It deals with crime.
So does society.
Sorry?
So does society.
Not here?
Yes, it does.
No, okay. Here, do we have knife crime? How do you see the knife crime and the
Knife crime
Okay.
is too high.
Oh,
in
okay.
London.
The theft.
And Sadiq Khan is
Step
to
by
blame
step,
for
the
that.
theft. Do you know you have a bike? How many times do you see bikes getting stolen?
No, I had 2 bikes stolen only a few months ago.
Thank you. So you, this is my point. Look,
Right.
when you say,
Sadiq Khan,
yeah,
who is of your faith,
yeah,
he is a problem.
he could be. I don't know his political views. I'm not a political person. I don't know his views.
Right.
I don't support him or go against him. I don't. If I study his life,
He's interesting.
study his life.
because-
Yeah.
I tell you why he's interesting. He is. There's a lot of things that I don't like about him,
Mm.
and it's not because of his religion, not because of his colour.
Yeah, yeah.
It's everything else. So he's too soft on knife crime when we should be tough on knife crime.
Sure.
He's obsessed with political correctness, which is actually divisive.
What you're saying right now is exactly what I'm saying. That I'm saying that, look, Islamically, it's not dependent on his opinion, Sadiq Khan's opinion, or this person's opinion. No, it is moral laws that are perfect within themselves. So if they're applied, for example, if they're applied, gambling is a big reason why we have poverty in society. It's a big, huge reason why we do. People who are alcoholic, they kill people on the road. Do you know knife crime that I mentioned?
The knife
Do you know,
crime is
do you know
terrible.
how alcohol is participating in that? According to the Metropolitan Police, 2013, not my statistics, this country's
Drugs
police.
and alcohol are a problem.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Islam deals with these issues. Like Metropolitan Police, 2013, 2014. 60 to 70% knife crime was on a Friday night, Saturday night, people who were under influence. Why? Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand.
Alcohol is okay in moderation.
It's not scientifically, it's harming your kidney. Any amount of alcohol is bad for your kidney, and it is one of the main causes of cancer, and societally it causes problems outside.
Lots of Muslims drink.
Sorry,
Lots of Muslims.
they're wrong. I don't support them. They are doing one of the major
I
sins in
don't
Islam.
drink.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying,
I don't drink.
remember I
I've
said in the
never
beginning,
in my life.
Islam is perfect. I don't defend
Are you
Muslims.
perfect?
Yeah, no, I'm not perfect. I'm a Muslim. I said Islam is perfect, not me. And Islam asks you to follow as much as you
Have
can.
you ever drunk in your life?
Never. Alhamdulillah.
Nor have I.
Yeah.
I've never had a drink in my life.
Okay.
Not for religion.
Never drink, never drugs,
Have
never
you
these
ever
things.
smoked marijuana?
Never any type of smoke. Not any
I
type.
know many Muslims smoke marijuana.
It doesn't matter. They're wrong. They're doing things are wrong.
But
Islam
are they
says
wrong?
don't.
Are they wrong?
Yes, they are. They're harming their bodies. They're harming people in society. How cannot they be wrong? God, you have this.
Marijuana is not really, unless you take it in, unless you excessive, marijuana is probably okay.
You know the reason why marijuana is haram in Islam? It's impermissible. Why?
Why?
Because it's not the aspect of just the physical damage. It's the aspect of losing consciousness. That is what Islam is. Why? Because you make actions you're not responsible anymore. You don't know what you're doing. You commit actions. These actions can be wrong. Why do people who have drugs go steal and go kill? Because they're not.
But that's when people when they're losing control.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
Okay.
could say,
So if you prevent them in the beginning, right?
but
Prevention is better than cure. Yeah. You
But-
prevent them.
yes,
Yeah.
but not everybody turns to excess.
Sorry.
Not everybody becomes excessive. I mean, we have in this country, you can use marijuana legally to treat some pain.
Okay, can I answer you with something you would agree with? Does everyone break the driving laws?
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
I don't disagree. I don't agree with that. Maybe somebody doesn't break the
Well,
driving. Yeah.
everybody.
Okay.
Everybody
Does
speeds.
okay. There is general laws in the country. You agree?
Yes, which we all break.
Yeah, no. Not every law. There are many laws we don't break. Okay. There's a law of public indecency. Have you broken that law?
No.
No, but it's there. Why is it there? Laws are put because of the general things in society. General things. Someone might do it. Laws are put generally. You're not looking at individuals. You're saying some people do not become alcoholic. We don't look at some people. We look at the general picture of society, and we give a general law based on that. That's how you prevent problems. But if I say, okay, yeah, you can prevent yourself, take. Every alcoholic in the beginning, he says, I'm a responsible drinker. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Then he has some problems in his life.
But a lot of people's problems in life are created by their.
Islam solves all of them. I'm giving you. Okay, have you read the Quran? Would you like to read the Quran? Keep an open mind.
I'm open-minded, but
Are you open-minded enough to read the Quran?
I haven't got the patience.
I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a
never-
copy.
Do you know I've never even read the Bible? I've never read anything.
I have.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but
Because I'm open-minded.
you won't make. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, you won't meet anybody more open-minded than me.
Okay, so you will read the Quran then?
No, the
It's
reason.
not that big of a book.
No, I
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't know. I suppose it doesn't really interest me reading these readers. I read a lot actually in my bag.
Do you know why?
Go on, why?
You have your own prejudices. You have your own. I'm telling you, I'm being honest. And you have your own inclination towards certain things. So you, because you're inclining towards these
I'm
things,
very opinionated.
that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm a control freak.
That's the problem. If you are like this, then you want to read things that fits with your own understanding. You agree?
Not necessarily, but so I am.
Because Islam is the idea of Islam is submission, and you
Yes, I'm not submissive.
that's what I'm saying. So you don't you have a problem with the Quran because it's telling you to submit, right? But a person who keeps an open mind, he looks.
No,
Is there evidence this is from
I'm
God?
very, very open-minded in life generally,
Yeah.
but as a business person, if I didn't have certain disciplines and opinions, I would fail. So you have to,
Yeah, of course we're unique, we're different. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what makes the world one.
Yeah, of
World.
That's one of the signs of creation of God.
No.
Now we're not the same.
But that's perfect. It's perfect
Yeah.
that we're not the same.
That's not what I'm saying. Imagine if creation was all just one being, one preferences, one. There would be no businesses, no businesses, because you're just selling one thing because people like it.
But
So
that's
that's a
communism.
sign of God putting diversity. And Allah said He made us nations and tribes, so we can get to know each other. You agree with that?
But yes.
So
but
what- so there is parts you
diversity,
agree.
But it's interesting. So if somebody has a slightly different sexuality to you, you frown upon them.
Who does me?
Yes.
No, who told you that?
Well, you're.
Have you been again? You're making a judgment. We all the time.
I-
Do you see the prejudice I'm mentioning?
I know.
You see,
from
I've met with many. Look, when you live in the West, yeah, you come across. I see it the opposite way. I'll give you an example. 2 days ago, I was in the train, yeah, and there was two gay people. They went on the train, they sat on the chair, and they started speaking about me.
I hope,
I'm sitting minding my
I hope
business.
they weren't unpleasant about
They
it.
were.
Well, that's wrong.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You're looking at just one side. I was just minding my business, man. I'm looking at
What
my
did
phone.
they say? It wasn't very nice.
They were saying, oh, the Quran have these laws, I guess, and they're looking at me, they keep looking at me, and they're saying, oh, and one of them started screaming. Then the other person, he told him, no, don't do that on the train. So he didn't do it on the train. The point is this, and to me, I couldn't care less, man. I looked at my phone, I didn't even look at him. The reason being is this, right? There is people who like this in society, and there is people who like that in society. It's in every group. Do not generalize and think everyone looks the same. To me, I look at you personally, I look at you with empathy, that I can be in your position. What if I was in your position? Do you get the point? And then,
That's good. That's good.
that's what I do. That's how Islam teaches me to do. And when I do that, I have a rational discussion with you. If I believe, for example, someone is doing something right or wrong, if you think he's doing wrong, then I will try to rationalize why I think he's wrong. Right? If it makes sense, it makes sense.
One day I was here and I was talking to a Muslim guy,
Yeah.
and he was telling me, and I think he was born here actually,
Yeah.
and he was telling me his grandmother got married when she was 11, and he was telling me if a girl is able to look after her family at 8, she's ready to be married.
If a girl is what, sorry?
If a girl's able to look after her family at 8 years old, she's ready to be married. Do you believe that?
I don't think any girl is able to look after her family when she's 8 years old. That's a hypothetical and non-existent example. In Islam, the conditions for marriage is not age. Conditions for marriage is the following. The girl is physically ready, there is no harm in her. Psychologically ready. There is no future harm that will occur in the girl. Right? That is the conditions. Why? Because ages 18 in the UK, 14 in Brazil, 13 in the Philippines.
that's true.
Yeah, because societies are different.
Are you allowed to have 4 wives?
That's a good question. Perfect question. Chapter 4 of the Quran, right? Verse 3, I believe, that speaks about the marriage to more than one. Do you know what it says? It says you can marry 2s, 3s, and 4s. Then you know what it says? If you cannot do justice, marry only one.
Okay.
It commands you, but allow me to give an answer, a complete answer to that question, yeah? When it says marry only one, it puts a condition. Condition is justice. What is justice in Islam? I have to treat them equally in whatever I can treat them equally in.
Okay.
I cannot
Why
have...
doesn't it work the other way around?
Sorry?
Why doesn't it work the other way around?
Because Islam is an eternal religion. I'll answer, for example. 1,400 years ago, or let's say 300 years ago, was there a DNA test? There was no DNA test.
There's no what?
DNA test.
No, not.
Okay,
300
so
years
if 2 men are married to 1 woman and they have intercourse with her, who's the child who's the father?
I suppose you wouldn't know, would you?
I'm giving you an example, right? There is many reasons. Look, this is wisdom of the Creator. Creator knows His creation, right? How are they fighting? This is my son. This is my son. And there was people who's doing these things. They don't even know the son.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is that not unfair on women?
Sorry?
Is that not unfair on women?
Because you're coming from I'll answer that question. I'll give you now an answer that I think you will be happy with, yeah? You're coming first from a position where you think there should be complete equality. And I don't agree. I believe we should be equity. We're different. So
Yes.
we should deal with the differences in the correct way, right? We don't get the exact same. No, I don't have maternity leave. I don't get pregnant, yeah? So it's, we are different than women, yeah? Now let me answer. In Islam, who's more in the world? Or even let's say in the West, because we're in the West. Who's more in the West, men or women?
I don't know.
UK, 4 million women more.
Is that
In
really?
America, I'll give you a statistic now. In America, 7.8. In Germany, 5 million. In Ghana, 10 million women more than. Now, imagine this. Every man marries a woman. Other women want to get married, want a family. What should they do? Give me a solution. Men go to war and die. The woman becomes a widow. She's looking for someone to look after her and her children. What should she do? Give me an answer. Give me a solution. Okay, Islam gives you the answer, right? Then also Islam gives another right. Islam says that the woman can put a condition before marrying the guy that he doesn't marry another wife.
Okay.
She has the right. Do you see that?
So let's go. Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia is not perfect. Before you say whatever you're gonna say, but go ahead.
In Saudi Arabia, it's my understanding that if a woman has, let's say, breast cancer, she has to get her husband's permission to have treatment, which to me sounds quite shocking.
I don't know about that. I personally don't know about the laws of of Saudi Arabia. But if a woman is going to get harmed, right? A husband is preventing him from taking care of herself. That's not okay in Islam, because Islam tells you not to have harm, not to harm others.
I mean, if you have to have a mastectomy, that is not a harm. That is trying to cure you of a nasty disease. Yeah?
Look, this is permission. It's not permission just of the husband. We have a concept called mihram, which is someone who can be the child, her uncle, anyone related to her, can take her to the doctor. Doesn't even have to be the husband, right? The point is this: Islam is against harm. If she has a problem, he is not allowed to stop her from going there to treat herself, right? So Saudi Arabia is not perfect. You're talking about a law in Saudi Arabia, which is not in other countries. It's not in Egypt. It's not in Morocco. Yes.
And,
Do you know why you know about these things? I'll give you an example. Tell me good things you know about Islam. You wouldn't be able to do that.
well,
Do you
good
know why?
things, there are good things.
Tell me.
Well,
From the
well,
Quran, tell me.
I don't know anything about the Quran.
Oh,
What
from the Hadith.
I can't-
Okay, where are you going to
what
get
I
it
can
from?
Tell, no, what
Yeah.
I can tell you
Yes.
is that.
A good thing in Islam, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's specific.
Do you know why I
to
ask you the
Islam,
question?
But I can tell you that if you look at the community, they look after each other. It's a very.
Again, that's community. I want something in
Yes, but
Islam.
it's-
Does Islam tell them to do that?
I
Do you know
don't
why?
know.
Do you know why you don't know? Can I answer you? You know